I'm teacher Stephanie, and I love to crochet because crocheting is fun, right?
Yes.
Yes, and everybody wants to crochet and have something you can do at your own free time, right?
Yes.
Or you can get creative and make different things. Or sometimes even you can make things. Have you heard of people who are crocheting and then they sell their things that they have crocheted?
Yes.
Yes, and it's something that you've made with your own hands. Is very useful, okay? Yes, so today we are going to see how the different type of crocheting styles and stitches that we can use while crocheting, okay? Yes, so for crocheting, we first have something called single crochet. We have single crochet. Single crochet. Another one we have, what other type of crochet do we have? Double crochet, okay? Double crochet. Half double crochet. And you've probably not have heard of this. It's called magic ring. Magic ring or magic circle. Magic ring or magic circle. Okay?
Yes.
And there's that one last one called triple crochet. Triple crochet. Okay, so single crochet, the more double it gets, the more just a bit more complicated, but it's not that hard. So for single crochet, very simple. Anybody can do single crochet. Double crochet is just the double of single crochet. Half double crochet is half of a double crochet. Magic ring, let me show you, for example, this heart that she has made over here. This heart here, for her to go all around and make it like this, she started with a magic circle, okay? There's also a way you can make the magic circle. Magic circle items that you can make using the magic circle are hearts. We can make table mats which are circular in shape. We can make flowers. We can make a lot of things using the magic circle, okay? Another thing, we have triple crochet. Triple crochet, we also use it when making the flowers. For example, if you are making flower petals, the petals of a flower, for example, a daisy flower. Let me draw it for you here. A daisy flower looks like this. This is just a replication of what it can look like. Something like that. Now, for you to make this flower, you need to start with the magic ring here. You do the magic ring, and then you do single crochet, and then you do the triple crochet for the petal. Question about single crochet, double crochet. Yes.
In triple crochet, we're just adding 3 times for the single and double crochet.
Yes, single crochet we don't yarn over, and for double crochet we yarn over, and for triple crochet we yarn over 2 times. So another term that we usually use in crochet is yarn over. Yarn is another name for wool. This is yarn, okay? Yarn over. Yarn over is a term that we use in crochet most of the time. So somebody might be asking, what does it mean to yarn over? So let me try and show you using a crochet hook. But before I show you with the crochet hook, there's another term I've remembered. Another term that we use is called foundation chain. A foundation chain. Has anyone ever heard of a foundation chain? Slip knot. A slip knot. The first thing you do before you start crocheting is a slip knot, okay? A slip knot, then you make a foundation chain, and then you can use the single, double, half double crochet, full crochet, or triple crochet to make whatever you are making, okay? So I will try to demonstrate to you how to do the foundation chain, single crochet, double crochet. So first of all, you make a slip knot, okay?
Yes.
We said we make a
Slip knot.
yes. So to make a slip knot, you wrap the yarn around your finger, you insert through the hole, but not completely. Then you pull. You pull, you make sure the end stays outside, okay? The tail remains outside. Then, as you can see, the hole is still too big. So you insert the crochet hook and you pull the tail. You pull until it's the same size as the crochet hook, okay? Okay, now I want us all to try making the slip knot, okay? You hold your yarn, you wrap it around your finger. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
Hold your yarn. And this is called a crochet hook. It's called what?
A crochet hook.
Yes, so you hold your yarn, wrap it around your finger, almost creating a full circle, okay? And then you insert the yarn and pull. You make sure you leave the tail outside, okay?
Yes.
Then you insert the crochet hook and you pull the tail to match the size of the crochet hook, okay?
Yes.
Not again. So you take your yarn, you wrap it around your finger, and you make this almost a full circle, okay? Then you insert the tail inside, but you insert in a way that the tail remains outside, okay? You might not get it the first time, so you try. Have you seen how the slip knot looks like?
Yes.
How many have tried to make their own slip knots? Let me see the slip knots. Where's yours? Yes. Time. You wrap around your finger. Okay? Can everybody see? You wrap around your finger. Okay? Then you pick it like this. You insert and then you leave the tail outside. Like that. Very simple. You've made the slip knot. If you're having difficulties making the slip knot, we can always try again. Because with crochet, you have to practice to get it right. Okay? Yes, so you make a slip knot. Another thing that we have to understand when crocheting is your type of yarn and your type of crochet hook. Because the results of the work you're doing depends on your yarn and your crochet hook. So for the yarn, this type of yarn is called chunky. It's called chunky because it's chunky. Look at it. It's chunky. Yes, it's very big. And this is small. This is very, very small. You can see the size of the yarn. Very, very small. There is also medium. Who has a medium yarn? Who has medium that's not so big like this? Let me see that yarn, if it's medium. There is small, there is medium, and there is chunky. Yours is also small. Pass to her. Yours is chunky. I can tell just by the look. So if you have chunky yarn, like that one, if you have chunky yarn, you use a crochet hook with the size which is bigger. So in every crochet hook, there's usually a number, okay? For example, this one is number 3. So there is 3, there is 3.5, there is 4, 4.5, there is 5 up to 6, even 6.5. So size is your crochet hook? 9. No, I don't think so. It's very small. Let me see any other crochet hook. Yours is 4.5. Yes, I believe. If they are so tiny like this, it's probably a 3 or a 2. 3.5 is bigger than this. So if you are using chunky yarn, let me see yours. This one is 3.5. Yes. This one is just 3, and you can see there's a difference. Can you see the difference? One is thicker than the other. 4 millimeter crochet hook, okay? Yes, so the bigger your yarn, the bigger your crochet hook. The smaller your yarn, the smaller the crochet hook. Yes. So once you know the size and you know the type of yarn you're using, and you already know how to make the slip knot, you can start making the foundation chain, okay? So let's do step 1, step by step. Okay. So the first thing, you need to know your crochet hook, if you have the right size. Number 2, we make a slip knot. Okay, make a slip knot. Number 3, make a foundation chain. Make a foundation chain. Okay, so we are done with step 1. We've already made the slip knot. Now we want to make a foundation chain. Because we say this yarn is chunky, we use a crochet hook size that is also big. So who was it that had a 4mm crochet hook? Is yours 4? Yes, I can still use that one. So I want to demonstrate. Okay, and then you'll try it later. I want to demonstrate how to do a foundation chain. So step 1, the slip knot. Make sure you leave the tail outside. So the slip knot is done. Step 2 is there. Oops, let me do it again. Yes. Ask.
When you're making the slip, it depends on the size of the tail.
The tail should not be so big because we are crocheting using the yarn. So it's not okay to waste all that yarn for nothing. The tail will not help us in the future. We just want to leave the tail outside because we want a slip knot. Okay? Yes. So the tail should not be so big. Let me do it for you. Okay? So how many know how to hold their yarn? Good. So I will demonstrate. This hand is holding the crochet hook. This hand, you pick it, the 3 fingers, the 3 last fingers are holding the yarn like this. Okay? The last fingers are holding the yarn like this. Okay? So the 3 fingers hold the yarn, just the 3. The 2 are not holding anything. This finger over here, you wrap the yarn around it. Okay? It makes it more easier. It makes it secure for you to start crocheting. Okay? So we do it again. And this part holds the part of the slip knot. So it becomes easier to make the foundation chain. So you hold, you wrap, and these 2 come over here, the slip knot. Understood? And then to make the foundation chain, you just yarn over. You remember the term we wrote there, yarn over? This is why we are using it. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over and pull through. Very easy. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over and pull through. So the more you do that, it becomes easier. You can even go at a faster speed. Yarn over and pull through. Because when you get used to it becomes very easy. Okay? And you can make a foundation chain of every size. Sometimes you don't even have to check because you're used to it. Okay? So crochet needs practice. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Like that, like that, like that. You get used to it. Okay? Very easy. Make a foundation chain of any size. It depends with whatever thing you are making. Foundation chain of any size. Like that. So I'm not sure how many chains these are because I did not count. But if there's something that you are making that needs you to count the chains, you can count the chains. Okay?
Yes.
For example, if I'm making the bow tie flowers, if you don't know how they look like, after class, during cleaning, come to 6 Sapphire, I'll show you. That one you need a chain of 55. 50, it's not that many. So when you start from the slip knot, you make 55 chains. So you go 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until you reach 55, and then you can follow step 2, step 3. Maybe if they're asking you to single crochet or to the foundation chain. Okay, if you have a difficulty making the foundation chain, you can still do it later after class. So the slip knot, even the slip knot, no problem, we'll do it again. Another thing, we've seen how to make a foundation chain. Now we want to learn how to single crochet. Okay, yes, a question. If you have a knitting needle, so knitting, what you have to understand, knitting is different from crocheting. Crocheting, we said we are using what? A crochet hook. Okay, but for knitting we use knitting needles. So it's not the same, way. Knitting needles use a different pattern, crocheting uses a different pattern. Okay, and for knitting needles there are two of them. Crocheting, you just need one hook or multiple hooks for different yarn sizes. Okay, yes, but today we are going to do the crocheting. So we've already done the foundation chain. Now we want to learn how to single crochet, but first we need a foundation chain. So let me make one very quick. We need to make one so that I can show you how to single crochet. Okay, now that we have a foundation chain, can everybody see the foundation chain? Okay, have you seen the foundation chain? Yes. Now we want to learn how to single crochet. So you have the foundation chain. Single crochet is very easy. As you can see, these tiny holes are what we are calling the chains. Okay? Yes. So you insert in one of those holes. For example, here we'll pick the first hole. You insert, you take the yarn, you pull through the hole. How many remain on your crochet hook? 2. You yarn over and you pull through both of them. You pull through the first one and you pull through the second one. Okay, we are going to do it again. You have the yarn. You've already made the foundation chain. You insert, okay, in the first chain. Insert, pull through. You have 2 hoops on your, see those who have tried single crochet? Yes. Yes, something small should start to form. If something small, you know you are single crocheting. Okay. Now crocheting is very similar to single crocheting. So we are done with single crocheting. Again, if you want help, if you want to redo it, we can always do it again. So the other one is double crocheting. Okay. So for double crocheting, listen very carefully. You need to follow these steps to get it right. First of all, you yarn over. Did we yarn over in the other one? So for double crocheting, you yarn over, insert through the hole, pull. How many are left on your crochet hook? 3. The other one, there are how many? 2. So after there are 3 of them, you yarn over again, pull through the first 2. How many? The first 2. So you pull through the first 2. How many are left on your hook? 2. Then you yarn over again and pull through the last 2. That's double crochet. There's a lot of yarning over. We'll do again round 2. Yarn over, insert, pull through, 3 on your crochet hook. Yarn over again,